Welcome, everyone. Welcome. Thanks for joining us today. I'm Ellie with English Fun Zone. And today with me, as always, the fantastic, fabulous Brad. Hi, Brad. How are you?
Hey, how are you, Ellie?
Good. Did you have a good
Excellent.
weekend?
That was all right. I made soup. Soup is exciting, right?
What kind of soup?
It was chicken and rice noodle soup.
Oh, okay. That sounds good.
It was. And I'll have a bowl of it for lunch once we're done here.
Mm. Over the weekend, I went to catalog gravestones or headstones. There's an old cemetery not too far from where I live, and I rode my bike down there and
Mhm.
started cataloging all the headstones, and that's a long process. And right now I have over 700 people that I have to catalog,
Mhm.
and 1700s, 1800s. And I know for some of you that are in Europe are thinking, that's not old.
Mm.
But some of these headstones are being removed or replaced because they're either falling apart or falling down, or they just need the space. So, cataloging them so that they remain somewhere for other generations, maybe to, if they're doing genealogy or looking into their family line, they'll be able to go online and find that. So, I know it's a weird hobby, but some of the stories that you come across are fascinating and interesting.
Very well.
We're trying to stay away from the word interesting. I've been telling my students, stop using the word interesting because they're using that way too
Mm.
much.
You could say that it's captivating
Captivating, right?
or intriguing.
Uh, so today we're going to be talking about phrases of things that maybe you shouldn't say and things that you should say or that you can say. Now, before we start today, I want to address an email that I received from someone. Didn't leave their name. It was just, well, you know who you are if you're
Hmm.
watching this. I I posted a short about passive aggression, and those are phrases that are passive aggressive. They're not mean phrases. They're phrases that you will hear if you go to the States or even to any country that where English is the native language. Um, and I teach these things because I want my students to be aware of what these things are. And some things are difficult to teach, like sarcasm, but these are phrases that you will hear or you might hear, and I teach them so you know these things. And it's not to teach you how to be a bully, it's not to teach you to be mean, but it's to teach you what these phrases are and understand them so you know how to respond. And today we're going to be looking at some different phrases and maybe some things that you can learn and respond to in a positive way. So, with that said, let's begin. So you'll see the screen in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Okay.
Okay, do we see the
Hmm.
screen?
Yep.
Great. All right. I was making sure that this is over here. Okay. All right. Now, let's think about some mild or polite ways to um, complement this outfit. Sometimes
Hmm.
we have friends that wear things that we might not particularly like, but we don't want to say something that would hurt their feelings. And we call this a white lie,
Mm.
right? I mean, if you don't like what someone's wearing, um, do you say, something nice? Do you say something mean? What would you say?
Oh, me personally?
Hmm.
Well, I mean, I can't remember the last time I was asked that, but I might say that it looks, I might say that it looks quite nice. I might say that it looks good on you. I might compliment the material, or I might ask where you got it from. I might try to get away from the topic, basically.
Right. I would try to avoid it as well. Um, I would probably say something like, that's an interesting choice. If they pressed me, well, do you like it? Well, I don't know if I could wear that, but you look good in that.
Yeah.
If you like it, you look great. It's hard to say something bad when it's your friend or maybe your family member. Um, but maybe with a family member, depending on the relationship, you might be able to be a little more honest
Hmm.
by saying something like, "Where did you find that?"
Hmm.
So a white lie is to say something nice when you really don't mean it, right? It's something that you don't want to hurt the person's feelings. So you say, wow, that's interesting. Or wow, that there's that word again. Trying to
I
stay away. My students have put that word in my head. Wow, that looks fabulous, right? You wouldn't want to hurt their feelings. That's called a white lie.
I don't
All
know if
right, so
I'd
let's
say interesting though. I'd probably say, "Oh, that looks great," or "Oh, that's amazing," or "Oh, it's
right,
pretty good."
right. I would say the same thing. Oh, that looks good. That looks great, but not interesting.
Hmm.
Okay, let's look at some phrases. Okay, you
Hmm.
read the left side, I'll read the right side.
Okay. It's not very attractive.
It's not exactly eye catching.
It's not the best looking one.
It's not my favorite in terms of appearance.
It's a bit plain.
It's not the most aesthetically pleasing.
Mm.
Oh, that's a big word. Aesthetically.
Hmm.
So these are some things that would be considered a white lie. They're mild forms of saying I don't like it. They're mild ways like it's a bit plain. That's not a mean thing to say. It's considered mild. Um, it's not exactly eye catching. Again, it's not a mean thing to say. And if you say it nicely, if you don't say it with the tone's very important. I
Very.
talk about yeah, I talk about tones. I'm going to say in one tone, Brad, you're going to say it in a different tone. Let's try um it's not very attractive. That's easy one.
Hmm.
Uh it's not very attractive.
It's not very attractive.
See, there's the difference. Mine's like, "Oh my god, you would wear that? Ew. Ew." It's not very attractive. Ew. But if you use it in the tone that Brad said it, again,
It's not very attractive.
it's not mean. It's just a statement. So watch the intonation. Yeah. To be honest, now for being honest, I really don't like that dress. And that's a dress that's actually for sale. I'm not going to say where, but it's actually a dress that's I found online on in an online store.
She doesn't look
So
very happy about it either.
no, I was gonna say this. She doesn't look very happy. Am I wearing this?
She's probably
Yeah.
thinking paycheck, paycheck, paycheck.
That's about it too. Um, I don't know why someone would create something like this. I mean, let me know in the comment section below. Now, be honest. Don't give us any white lies. Do you like it?
I mean, I think it's a dress.
Yeah, it's a dress. Something to
It
wear.
it doesn't really bother me either way. It's just okay. It's a dress.
I wouldn't wear it. Even if it was on sale, I wouldn't wear it. Now, there's some things that I could do to it maybe to improve it. Like I would probably remove the ruffle and maybe cut it down, so it's a little shorter.
Hmm.
That might improve it a bit. Okay, let's look at the next one. The next phrases are neutral or casual. Now, Brad, would you wear this?
Well, I dislike dressing up, so no, I wouldn't wear it anyway. Before we get into the color or the design.
Yeah. What about your friends? Do you have any friends that might wear it?
I have some who might wear it knowing that it's a bad thing. Like I remember one of my friends purposely wore a Star Trek t-shirt to the premiere of one of the Star Wars films. Like I could see him doing it like for that kind of thing. But yeah, no.
Yeah,
What
I
about
think I
you?
think if you're trying to make a statement, then if you're trying to make a statement, maybe you're the type of person that's very extroverted
Hmm.
and trying to be funny. Well, but there's some people that actually like this style too.
Hmm.
I When I see it, I think of someone from Scotland. Oh, I'm gonna get the hate mail now.
I like Scotland. Scotland has epic accents.
Well, it looks like a Scottish tartan.
Oh, okay, a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit. All right. So these phrases are neutral or casual things you can say.
Okay. It's kind of ugly.
It's not exactly stylish.
It's not great looking.
It's got a rough look to it.
It's pretty unappealing.
It's nothing to write home about.
Mm,
So these are phrases that if you really didn't like something and you wanted, or maybe you didn't have an opinion, you didn't care. I don't care what you wear. It's fine. If you like that, great, right? You could say, oh, it's got a rough look to it. It's got a rough look. But again, the intonation plays an important part. I'll do it in one intonation. I'm going to do it in a neutral way. You do it in the mean way. So if I say, it's not exactly stylish,
uh, it's not exactly stylish.
right? Right. See how his voice went up like that?
Mm,
That really stresses that kind of a non-friendly positive way.
the dislike.
Right. Like a mm. If I
Mm,
say, if I say it's kind of ugly,
it's kind of ugly.
right? So one sounds honest and one sounds mean. It's kind of ugly. Ew, ugly.
I mean, I don't think the way I said it was like that. I think I was just being more blunt.
No, no, right. You're being more straightforward,
Yeah.
honest, blunt. And mine was more of like, oh my, yeah, so disgusting. It's kind of
Hmm.
ugly. It's kind of ugly. So when you're stressing that word ugly, you're really saying that in a not a very nice way. Um, Same thing with it's not great looking. You can say it very honestly. It's not great looking. No, I
Right.
don't want to hurt your feelings. I don't want to say anything bad, but it's not great looking. And you
Mm-hmm.
might even lower your voice a little bit, almost like, it's not very great looking. You're
Mm-hmm.
like, sorry, I don't mean to be mean. I don't, yeah, it's not very great looking. Like, and you're being honest. But if you were to say it in a mean way, you're doing mean now.
Well, I was just going to point out you also can bring your face into it, right? Like you would. It's not great looking.
Oh,
You,
very
you
good.
want to look away. You want to,
Right.
avoid eye contact. You to show that you're struggling facially.
Right. And those nonverbals really help communicate a meaning, right?
Exactly. It's
You're
not
doing the eye roll.
great
Go ahead.
looking.
Try again.
It's not great looking.
uh, um, now, these are two different ways, or these are different, not two, these are different ways to express your opinion. And tone has an important role as well as your body language. But what do you say? How do you respond? So we're going to go back here now. And now you're this girl wearing this dress. And if you say it in a mild, polite way, that's one thing. But if you say it in a, well, it's a bit plain, Jane. It's a bit plain.
Yeah. You want to be careful. Don't call someone a plain Jane.
Right, right, plain Jane. My middle name is Jane. That's why I went there.
Mm.
That's right, plain Jane. Um, but but what do you say? What's the response back? A lot of students wonder, well, what do I say? Right? Someone says to me, it's not very attractive. What
Mm.
would you say if someone said that?
It's not very attractive. And I'm like defending my dress. Is that the
Right,
question?
right.
Okay.
You defend your dress,
No, I
right?
mean I just making sure. I probably well it would depend on how it's being said to me. Like if it's just conversational or it's a good friend, I would say it differently than an accusation from a bully, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So it's not very attractive, I might say, but I like the color. I like the design. It feels good on me. I would probably say what I like about it.
Right. And that's a good way to respond to a comment that you feel or that you think is not a positive one, that you think
Mm-hmm.
is maybe a negative one.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I might I might be the type I might say something funny. I might say something funny that would kind of diffuse or reduce that feeling.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I do that more for myself than for whoever said it. Because if someone said to me, that's not very attractive, I might feel uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh, really? Oh, I'm going to go home and change. Oh,
Mm.
I might feel bad because you don't think this is nice. And maybe other people think that as well. And oh
Mm-hmm.
my gosh, right? So I might say something like, what? You don't like this dress? My grandmother made it.
Mm.
Put it back on them. Because if you say my grandmother made it, they're not, most people aren't going to say anything bad about your grandmother, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I might come back with something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Grandmother made this. I love this dress. It's my favorite dress. And making someone laugh is good.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's look at now. Men tend to uh, not always get compliments or get comments on what they're wearing. Do you agree or disagree with that?
I've had the experience of complimenting a man on what he's wearing, and he got very upset with me.
Right.
So yeah, usually you don't do it.
Okay. So if
At
you're
least
a
my
man,
experience.
mm, if you're a man, be careful when you give out compliments.
Mm-hmm.
I can't stress that enough. When I was in China, guys would compliment each other and that's nice, that's fine, that's a cultural thing. But then when they would compliment a man or a foreign man,
Mm-hmm.
they got different responses. I had one, oh, he was 20 years old. He was
Mm-hmm.
just beyond himself because he told his friend that he looked very handsome, and his friend got very angry and, well, took it badly. Now, this friend was just trying to make, just to give him a compliment,
Mm-hmm.
and he just took it wrong.
That's
So,
exactly what happened to me.
so yeah, so you have to be careful giving a compliment to a guy. Know where that relationship is, know that guys really don't compliment each other. So be careful with that. Now,
I
if
wouldn't
you're Mhm.
I wouldn't say that guys don't compliment each other. I would just say that guys are more or less likely to compliment on certain things,
Right,
like appearance.
right. So if you're a guy, uh, the I guess be careful. We caution you.
Mm-hmm.
Um, now, guys, do guys make fun of what someone's wearing? Like they might say, "Dude, what are you wearing?" Right?
Oh yeah.
If they're making fun, they're most, and I'm not going to say all because again, it's cultural. But I'm talking about native speakers,
Mm-hmm.
people that speak English in their native country. So you're thinking Australia, Britain, US, Canada, these countries. Guys tend to make fun of what someone's wearing.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what are some things that maybe you've heard of that ha ha ha? They make fun of what you're wearing. They might say, "Dude, what are you wearing?" So it's not a mean thing to say. It's just kind of like ha ha ha.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, what are you wearing? So it's not a compliment. It's not really a statement about what the person's wearing.
Mm-hmm.
And you, have you
Me?
have you ever had any compliments from a guy?
Um, I mean, compliments on other things like my intelligence or, my ability or skills, but as in like my physical appearance, I mean,
No, your clothing, just
that's
clothing.
what I'm saying. It's like my appearance,
Yeah.
no. Like, I mean, I'm trying to think of like I might compliment someone like if I like their shirt, as in like I think it's funny or witty. But again, people get weirded out when I do that, so I don't do it. No, I can't think of. Oh, my friend in Ireland. They didn't compliment me, but I said so that they know who I am. I said I'm going to be wearing a very Brad shirt because New York, right? And I rock up to him with this, and he's like, "Yes, it's a very Brad shirt." But other than that, no compliments. And it's just like I figured he'd know it was me if he saw a big New York City on my chest. So yeah,
That's one way.
yeah.
Speaking of clothing,
Mm-hmm.
I have merch.
Mm.
Yay!
Mm-hmm.
So, if you would like to support this channel or if you would like some merch, and I've mentioned it before, the link is in the description box below. It really helps us to continue doing this podcast or live stream. I never know whether to call it a podcast or a live stream. Uh,
Kind of a hybrid.
so yeah, live stream. So if you want to support what we're doing, that's a great way to do it. Now,
What do you think, students? Is it a live stream or a podcast?
yeah, I'd call it a live stream. When I think of podcast, I think of something that you just listen to. But
Mm.
I know a lot of people send out their live streams as a podcast so that you can listen to it and not necessarily watch the video. So,
There's one guy whose podcast I listen to a lot, Simon Whistler. He lives here in Prague actually,
oh,
and
okay.
he does exactly that. He has like a YouTube video where you just see him talking or reading the script, and then he releases an audio version as a podcast.
Mm. Well, if you want to support the channel, that's one way to do it. There are all kinds of things on the store. I can't say at the store; it's not a place. On the
In the
site.
in the store,
Yeah.
it is still
What's the
a
what's
contained concept. So
what's the proposition? Yeah. So if you go to the website, you will see other things, not just the logo, because I know some people would want something else. So there are a lot of different things to choose from. And if you do get something, thank you very much.
Mm-hmm.
And we really appreciate that you come and watch this live stream. It's fun. I like doing it. I'd like to continue doing it.
Yeah, me too.
Okay. So now, if you like the outfit,
Mm-hmm.
here are some things to say. I love it. You look great.
Mm-hmm. Or you could say, that color really suits you. It looks amazing.
You're really pulling that off. It's such a stylish look.
Mm-hmm. I love this top, and the whole outfit comes together really well.
Wow, you look fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Which
my
you
favorite.
hear, which you hear a lot, like at the Oscars or something.
Right. Well, I
Yeah,
was thinking more like prom when you get dressed up for prom. You might say these things.
I never went to
Oh,
my prom, so
I didn't either.
and I don't regret it at all.
No.
People were like, "You're gonna
uh,
regret this, Brad." I'm like, "Nope,
no.
didn't at all."
Well, so these are some things that you can say. Now, I've made some notes here. This is for something simple, right? I love it. You look
Mm-hmm.
great. That's simple. This is a specific compliment, right? If
Mm-hmm.
there is something that you really like about it, you like the style, you like the cut, you like the beading, you like the color, something simple, but it's a specific compliment. And then
Mm-hmm.
this one is a positive reinforcement. So if I said, "Oh, I don't know if I like this. I don't know if I like this on me. What do you think?" Well,
Mm-hmm.
you're pulling that off. It's such a stylish look. It looks great on you, right? That's a positive reinforcement. When someone says, "Oh, I don't know. I don't know." No, you look great. Balanced praise is, "I love the top and the whole outfit really comes together well." This is this is a little bit of everything. You say specifically what you like about it and that it overall looks great. And then there's enthusiastic response. The enthusiastic response is, "Wow, that's fabulous. That looks great."
Mm-hmm.
So there's different levels. You want to be careful with if it's something simple like like shorts and a t-shirt, and you say, "Wow, you look fantastic." Well, just shorts and a t-shirt. Right? Like this, like what I'm wearing now, my
Mm-hmm.
my logo, right? You're not gonna say, "Wow, you look fantastic in that." Right? Really? It's
Well, maybe. I mean,
maybe.
if it's a nicely designed shirt and you're excited that the shirt's available, you could say that.
Wow, it's available. Yes.
Yeah. I
So
mean, when I told my parents about what that I was going to go to Prague and do ESL, they thought it was the most amazing idea they'd ever heard, and I had to calm them down and be like, "Well, no, there's some potential issues here. Hold on." But they thought it was great. They definitely did the enthusiastic response.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, when I went to China, I think my dad was a little bit worried about me going there.
Mm.
And when I went there to teach, the first thing he asked me when I came back to visit him after a year of being in China, he asked me, "When are you coming home?" And I said, "China is my home. That's where I'm
Mm.
living." So I didn't get the enthusiastic response, but I didn't get any negative response. It was more of a neutral, "When are you coming home?" um,
Mom
it's
does
not
not. Oh, go ahead.
it's not that he doesn't like China. It was just that he was concerned because I was a single female living in China. I think that was his main concern. With any country, though, not just China, but with any country.
Mm. I was just gonna say, Mom has not been that way, but like a couple of friends have been like, "Oh, when's Brad coming back?" And she's just like, "He's not. He's just not." It's like that's pretty true.
Well, when I left well, I think when I was in the latter year of living in China, my dad was telling people, yeah, my daughter lives in China.
Hmm.
So he started becoming more comfortable with that. Now he just, where are you living? Where are you going to move to now?
Hmm.
Where are you living now? Um,
I think
so yeah, it's
the only thing that my father like was, and he was more concerned about this than me moving to China, the Czech Republic, was like what neighborhood in New York I wanted to live in, because there were certain neighborhoods when he was growing up that, let's say, were not doing well, and I named one of them. Oh yeah, I'm going to be living there now, and like the phone was absolutely silent. And then he finally went, "Really?" And but you know, it was fine.
Mhm.
But yeah, he was more concerned about that neighborhood than me living halfway around the world.
I think that's a common feeling for most parents where they,
Mm,
where are you living? Is it safe?
mm. Well, like I said, to be fair, I mean, this part of New York had like a reputation when he was growing up in the '60s and '70s of having problems. So
Let's look at the next one.
sure.
If you don't like something, but you want to be polite, there's that white lie, there's that
Hmm.
example here. uh I've again, soft critique with positivity, right?
Hmm.
It's like, but it's positive, it's a positive thing. Compliment with a gentle suggestion. Then we have a focus on positives, and then tactful honesty where it's
Hmm.
honest but you're being kind. It's not a mean honesty, you're trying to be
Hmm.
kind there. Respecting their style, respecting, especially nowadays, people respect me. So
Hmm.
respect another person's style, maybe that's their style. So you could
Hmm.
say something like, it's not really my style, but it looks good on you.
Mm. Or I like the outfit, though maybe a different jacket would go even better with it.
The color is great, but maybe a different fit might suit you more.
Mm. It's a bold choice. It's a bold choice. If you feel confident in it, that's all that matters.
It's not something I would wear, but you definitely make it work. Okay. So if you have someone that has a wild and crazy style, these are some things you could say if you don't like it. If you don't like it. And they're nice things. They're not, again, these are not mean things to say. They're respectful, they're nice. Um, and you're being honest.
Hmm.
Okay. Another thing you can do is give them a neutral response of, oh, you look fine, you look great, you look okay, you look fine, okay, right? Those are, I don't have an opinion.
Hmm.
Yeah, you look fine. You get that quite a bit. Yeah, you look fine,
Hmm.
right? You look fine, you look good, you
Please
look
don't ask
fine.
me more.
Yeah, you look fine. Well, what does this look, how does this look on me? Oh, you look fine. Oh, okay,
Hmm.
I look fine. Some people will fish for a compliment, go
Mm.
fishing for a compliment. So, fishing for a compliment is when they keep asking, well, don't you think this looks great on me? Yeah, you look good. No, I mean, I think this looks awesome.
Hmm.
I think this looks really nice. You don't think it looks nice? Yeah,
Hmm.
I do. It looks good. Are you sure? Don't you think this is a nice color? Is it pretty? Yeah, that's fishing for a
Well,
compliment. You're like,
I
yes, you look fine.
the reason why I'm laughing like this is I'm reminded of a comic, Off the Mark, which made fun of like idioms and stuff like that. And one was George Washington faces his ultimate test. And uh, for students who don't know, George Washington is famous for being someone who could not tell a lie. He was always honest. And Martha Washington, his wife, is coming in with a dress, Martha says, George, do I look fat in this? And George Washington has a look of absolute terror on his face. So I just like keep thinking of that comic now. His ultimate test.
So if you have a significant other and they ask you, do I look good in this? The answer is yes. You look
Mm-hmm.
great.
Mm-hmm.
No matter what.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it looks great. Okay. Honest but polite. Again, I've put these in different categories. It's not so you have um this, it's not really my style, but if you like it, that's what matters.
Mm-hmm. I'm not a huge fan of the pattern, but the fit is nice.
I think it would look even better with a different pair of shoes.
It's a unique look, but I think something more fitted might suit you better.
Right. Now this is when you want to give a suggestion to improve the outfit.
Mm.
I'm not sure that top works with the rest of the outfit.
I don't think it's the most flattering choice for you, but it's bold.
Do you think I should change? No, 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 you look fine.
Mm-hmm.
If you're comfortable in it, that's what counts. But I'd probably go with something else.
It's not something I would choose, but I can see why you like it.
I think you have other outfits that suit you better.
It's okay, but I've seen you in things that I think look even better on you.
Right. If if you say this, if you say any of these things, the last two here,
Mm-hmm.
be prepared to offer further suggestions. Right. If you say,
Yeah.
but I've seen you look better in other things, be prepared to say what those things are. Don't say, I don't know, just you've worn other things. Well, like what? I don't know. That's the wrong answer. You
Yeah.
have to be prepared to say,
You
oh,
want
that
you want
red
to be
dress.
careful with that.
Yeah, be very careful with that.
Mm-hmm.
Brad, do you have any suggestions for our male students that on complimenting a woman without sounding creepy? Oh, he has to think about
Well, no, it's because it's like
it. So he likes to be creepy, huh?
no, it's not that. It's just that like it's just these days you have to be really careful with anything you say to anybody. And I might say you look nice, but I unless it was a close friend of mine, I probably wouldn't say it unprompted.
So this is for when a guy says something to a girl. You
Yeah,
have to be careful,
or a woman. Yeah, it's
or a
just
woman. Yeah,
you just got to be careful with it. Unfortunately.
right. With children, it's different. Oh, she looks adorable. That is
Mm-hmm.
different with kids. You can compliment them as much as you want. There
Mm-hmm.
aren't any rules for that,
Mm-hmm.
right? Um, it's just, oh, what a cute dress. You can say anything. But yeah, with a guy saying something to a woman, be careful with that too. So be careful
Exactly.
with a guy and a guy, guy and a woman, but women and women, not a problem.
Mm-hmm.
A woman can
Maybe just
compliment a guy.
sorry. Maybe just not comment at all. Just be like, oh, okay.
Yeah. So guys, just don't say anything. But a
Exactly. Just
woman, a woman can compliment a guy on what he's wearing, right? But you have to be careful because it might be interpreted, or they might feel that you have some feelings towards them, right? If you say, "Wow, you look good in that," the guy
yeah.
goes, "Oh, really? Well, she likes me." Well, no, I just wanted to say you look good in that outfit. So, women have to be careful with with the compliments they give to a man.
Mm-hmm.
You can say, if you know the guy, that's one thing. But if it's someone that you've just met or someone that you've known casually, by saying, wow, you look nice in that. eh.
Hmm.
And it's a terrible society that we live in, that we have to censor ourselves in that way. To think, well, if I say that, is he gonna think this? Yeah, um, eh, but we do,
Mm.
unfortunately.
Well, that's why I was like, because it's like I've heard stories and I've experienced things, so I would not be willing to just compliment like that unless I really knew the person and I really knew how they'd react.
Mm-hmm.
That's just
Mm-hmm.
unfortunately how it is.
Mm-hmm. Okay, here's the next one. This
Mhm.
next one's funny. Rude but blunt.
Oh dear.
These are things that you might hear or someone might say, not necessarily to you, but maybe to somebody else. And it's good to be aware of what these things are saying and what they mean, and maybe how to respond to something like that.
Mhm.
So, you're really hard to look at.
Or you have a face only a mother could love.
You're as ugly as sin.
Wow, what happened to your?
You can't even get through that one.
Uh, wow, what happened to your face?
You're not exactly easy on the eyes.
Yeah, that
Okay,
would not be cool to say that.
right. And you can fit in, he's not exactly easy on the eyes.
Mm-hmm.
She's as ugly as sin. he
Mm-hmm.
he has he has a face only a mother could love, so you
Mm-hmm.
can change that to he she. I just wrote yours, just
Or you can, emphasize, wow, what the hell happened to your face?
yeah, wow,
Or
what the
even
hell have
stronger
you,
words, let's just say that.
right? So looking at the dog, wow, what the hell happened to his face, right? What happened to
Mm.
his face, right? Look at the dog, poor dog. This dog actually won. They have an ugly dog contest, right? And this dog actually won the ugliest dog contest.
Well,
poor,
there was only
poor
one
dog.
grumpy cat, right?
Right, right.
Remember Grumpy Cat?
Grumpy cat. I remember Grumpy
Yeah,
cat.
I remember Grumpy Cat. Yeah.
So these could be things that you say to someone about someone else, right? If
Mm-hmm.
you were saying, well, he's really hard to look at, or she's got a face only a mother could love,
Mm-hmm.
right? You could say it maybe to someone that you know, like a friend talking about someone else. But if you hear that and it offends you, we're talking about the age of being offended.
Mm-hmm.
What could you say? Right? Like if you saw this dog and said, "Oh, that's a face only a mother could love."
I mean, you could try to you could try to have a you could try to have a comeback insult, or you could point out that beauty is only skin deep.
Mm-hmm.
Again, I think it would depend on the situation how I'd respond. So
And I think that's important, that it's the situation that you're in. Who
yeah,
are you saying this to, or who has said this thing? Um, yeah, it's all in situation.
yeah.
Do
like
you
like if it's
respond?
Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, like, if it's a big guy with all his big guy friends, you probably just want to keep walking.
Right, right. Yes, okay, goodbye.
Yeah,
Right.
especially because then what if your English is limited? Just go. You are stupid. That will probably not end well.
Yeah, be careful with what you say in return to
Mm-hmm.
that. Um, the best way is to either ignore it, walk away from it. But if you know the person, you could disagree with them.
Yep.
Oh, but the dog, it's a dog, right?
Yeah, he's still a doggy.
Still a cute little dog.
Mm.
Um, but yeah, you can walk away from it. You can not say anything. That's the best way to
Hmm.
handle something like this. Just go,
Whatever.
right, whatever.
And that might annoy them even more because they're not getting a reaction out of you.
Right, right, right. Or comedy. You're as ugly as sin. Why,
Hmm.
yes, I am. Thank you for noticing.
Hmm.
Because they don't know what to say to things like that. If you just say, you're right, that confuses people.
Oh yeah, I've had was it I remember like someone like came up to me and said something like, "Oh, you know the Titanic was bad, right?" And I said, "Well, she sank, so yeah, I guess she was bad." And he just looked at me like, and then I remember like he went back to his friends and they were all upset because it's like that should have made him angry. What happened?
Yeah. So those are things that you can do if you find yourself in that situation.
Yeah, you just want to be careful.
Be careful.
So.
Okay. Here are some more direct things. Now, if you're looking at something like this
Mhm.
car, uh, give me your opinion. What do you think about this car? What would you say?
It's all right.
It's all right.
I mean, I am not a car person, so like if you ask me to comment on like an ocean liner or a skyscraper or a city or a historical figure, I could be more direct. But it's a car.
I don't like the color.
I'm indifferent. I'm just like car. Okay,
I love the hubcaps. I think the hubcaps are pretty cool looking.
yeah, they're nice, but it's just a car. Like to me, it doesn't really engender cause any strong feelings, positive or negative. It's just okay, car.
Does it get good gas mileage? That would be another question. That would be a question you could ask.
Hmm.
You could say, does it get good gas mileage? Because maybe that's what is the most important is gas mileage. Because
Exactly. Yeah.
gas is expensive.
Oh yeah.
Woo! Gas is very expensive.
People are like, "Wow, Brad, you never got your license," and I'm like, "Well, why would I want to?
I
How
had
much
a driver's license, but
money?"
yeah, I had one, but I don't have a car, so I don't have a driver's license now.
Mm,
So here are some direct things you could say about a thing, an item, not a person, but
mhm,
like a car or someone's purse or a thing, an object. It's
mhm.
ugly.
It's really unattractive.
It's an eyesore.
It's hideous. Something I could definitely describe some things with.
Yeah, it looks awful.
Hmm. It's hard to look at. Again, something I could describe with.
So these are things you could say directly to someone if they, asked you about the thing, like a car, a bike. What else, Brad?
A house, a painting, um, something you did in arts and crafts,
Something you made? Oh, I'd be
something
careful with
made,
that.
something style, like my when when she visited me in New York and when she visited in Prague, my mom would usually critique the building she was looking at. I don't think she ever said anything like this. She would just say that she didn't like it.
Okay.
Okay.
Something harsh or strong to say
Mm-hmm.
about something, right?
It's
So
absolutely hideous.
it's downright ugly.
Okay.
Right. So you're in a store and you see this. And what is this? It's downright ugly.
Mm, okay. It's grotesque.
It's absolutely hideous.
Mm, it's revolting
It's horrendous.
and it's monstrous.
It's monstrous. So if you see something in a store, um, you could use these phrases. These are fun phrases to use too. And these, again, they're not directed to anyone, it's just to something. And
Well, sorry, go ahead.
well, what?
I was just gonna say you want to still be careful because if someone comes up to you, goes, Ellie, look at this nice piece of art that I just made. I spent 2 years making this.
Well, that's different. They
Yeah,
made it. They
yeah.
made it. I'm talking about in the store, like
Okay.
if you're shopping, or if you're at an art museum, and it's
Hmm.
something that uh, they had nothing to do with it. They
Hmm.
didn't make it. It's not from them. It's not from some family member, but it's something you see at a store. This was actually in a store. Um, you could say these things. These things would be okay.
Okay. But still, context is important, ladies and gentlemen. Context is key.
Right. So, descriptive and creative. Right? You moved in to this new apartment, and this is
Hmm.
the kitchen.
It's an assault on the eyes.
It's as ugly as sin. What do you think of this kitchen? Oh, it's as ugly as sin.
It's like a train wreck. You can't look away.
It's painfully ugly.
It looks like it's been through a lot.
It looks like it was hit by the ugly stick.
And once again, it's an assault on the eyes.
You like that one?
Well, it's
So
just like
again,
it's just so like so, some of these like these are totally grammatically valid and idiomatic, but like just some of these I just wouldn't say. It's just like it's an assault on the eyes. Okay.
it's funny. It's funny. But
Oh, it
again,
is. Yeah, yeah, but it's like um, I'm not really fond of the new skyscrapers going up in New York right now, but I wouldn't say they're an assault on the eyes.
I would.
My
So
father would too. He did not like super tall box buildings. He did not like them at all. But
yeah, I miss the uh, decorative things they put on buildings back in the 1800s, where
well,
they're
I'm an Art Deco
carvings and
person, so
yeah, I
Art
just
Deco is awesome.
amazing.
Yeah.
So these are things that you can say about objects that are things that you see that are not directly related to the person. Now, if a person just moved in and that's their kitchen,
Hmm.
and they've just moved in, I mean, they didn't put anything up, and it's not something that they've done. You could say something like this,
Hmm.
um, because they haven't added their own touch. But if they had
Hmm.
pictures and dishes, and then you might not want to say
Yeah,
that.
exactly.
Okay. Oops. Here's a difficult one. If you have a friend that's eating something
Hmm.
and they have something on their face, something on their okay, this is
Hmm.
a little exaggerated, of course, but
Hmm.
if they have something on their face, if they're a friend, I would tell them.
Mm.
If it's someone that I don't know, I think I would. What about you?
It would depend on the situation and how well I knew them and if it was bothering me.
It's bothering me.
Well, if it's like just right there and I'm like trying not to look at it, maybe, but I try my best not to create conflict, so that's why I wouldn't be saying these things to people.
I might do a nonverbal thing where I might go.
Mm, I've done that once or twice.
So nonverbals work well if you don't know the person. You just go,
Mm,
that way it doesn't draw attention to the other people at the table. If you
mm,
just look at them and do
mhm,
that, it's polite, it's quiet, normally most people would go, um someone might say, do you have something on my face? Where did I get
mm,
it? Yes, you
mhm.
did. reminds me of that Friends episode of Joey where he's eating jam and he's got jam all over his face. They go, Joey, you've got a little. And he's like, oh, did I get it? It's still all over there.
Pivot.
I'll,
Pivot.
I'll see if I can. I'll see if I can find the link to that. That's quite funny. Okay, so what are some things that you could say? So you could say you have a little something on your face.
Mm-hmm. Or I think there is something just here on your cheek.
You've got a tiny bit of food right here.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I think there's something on your face. Let me help you with that.
Don't do that.
Yeah. I was just about to say, why did you put that there? Because I wouldn't do that. I definitely wouldn't do that.
Okay. So if it's someone that you're in a relationship with, like your spouse or boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever, you might be able to get away with that. Yep. But do not do this with friends or people that you know, because it's just weird. You do that. Can you imagine? Can you imagine being at a party and you walk up to somebody and go, "Hey, you got some? Let me help you with that."
You're a snuggie bear. Come over here.
Don't do that. Don't do that. But if you're in a relationship, that's one thing. Okay. If someone does that to you, back away. You go, I got it. You say, I got it. No, that's okay.
Exactly,
I got it.
yeah.
That's okay. That's okay. I got it. Okay. You might want to check your face. There's a little something there.
Where are we? Yes, I just noticed there's a bit of on your face.
Right. You've got a little spot on your face. Do you want a napkin?
I think there's something right here. Just a heads up.
Oh, you have a small smudge right there. Right there. Yeah. So these are things that you can say. The only cautionary one is this one. Let me help you with that. But for the most part, you can say these things if someone has something on their face. And when in doubt, just Okay, let's look at one more before we go.
Sure.
This one's a tough one. This one's a tough one. What do you say when someone's pants are down?
I'm sorry, I'm reacting to a very good one, but I don't know if I can say it.
Yeah, say it.
Say it? Okay.
Say it.
So this was said in the late 90s during the whole thing with Bill Clinton, with Monica Lewinsky, and someone came up to a guy and went, "Hey, you're set from Hillary to Monica."
Okay, and if you don't understand that phrase, you have to go through and look at some of the Hillary or the Clinton President Clinton files.
But not her emails. Please, not her emails.
Okay, so if someone's pants are unzipped, and noticeably unzipped, you know that they're unzipped. There are some things you can say. I think your zipper's down.
Just a heads up, your fly is open.
You might want to check your zipper.
Hey, your fly's undone.
Isn't that weird? That's a weird expression. Fly. The zipper, your fly is undone. Fly? Why is it fly? I think your zipper needs a little attention.
It's wounded. It's hurt. Looks like your fly is unzipped.
You might want to fix your zipper real quick.
Yeah, your zipper's down. Just thought I'd let you know. Let me help you with that. Do that even less than the other one.
Your zipper's down. Just thought I'd let you know.
I think your pants are unzipped.
Oh, your fly is open. I thought I'd tell you.
Yeah, I still prefer it's set from Hillary to Monica. I still prefer that one.
There's one more I should add on here is your barn door's open.
I've heard that one.
Going through these, I remembered that is something that we say. Your barn door is open.
A viewer from Ireland has just said that one way of saying it is you're flying low.
Hey, that's a good one.
Yeah.
You're flying low.
Mm. Come up, come up to altitude.
I'm going to put that on here as well. You're flying low. Yeah. I don't normally have a problem with telling people, even strangers, if their pants are unzipped, unless
Hmm.
it's a guy. I might not say it to a guy, but to a woman, whether I know her or not, I have no problem saying it to her. Um, Flying low.
Hmm.
Uh, but with men that I don't know, I probably I, it depends on who it is, I guess. Maybe if it's an older person, like a I don't know. I with a kid, yes. With a kid, I not a problem.
Hmm.
Um, Teenager, I might just go zipper.
Hmm.
But with a strange like a man that I don't know, I don't know if I would say anything. I
Yeah, I wouldn't.
probably not. Probably not. You're on your own. If I don't know you and you're a man, you're on your own.
There have been times where there have been times where I know someone who said they only found out because they were feeling a draft down there. So
Yeah. Yeah, so you're on your own. If
mm,
I know you and you're a guy, not a problem. Barn
mhm.
doors open, your flies open, no problem. But yeah. So be careful with what you say to people, and hopefully this lesson has helped you to learn phrases, what to say, what not to say, and maybe how to respond to some of these things as well.
Mm,
When in doubt, don't say anything at all.
exactly. And whatever you do, don't offer to help someone with their face or their fly. That I think is our biggest lesson of all today, Ellie. Don't you?
Right,
Very good.
exactly. And again, if you want to purchase merch, there's the link in the description box below. And next time we do this,
Hmm.
which is on what date is it? My we're doing it on the 21st.
Hmm.
Okay, I had to double check. So on the 21st, we're going to be discussing pet peeves,
Mm.
things that people hate, right? Things that people hate, pet
Hmm.
peeves. So be thinking about what are your pet peeves and let us know in the description box below. And I hope you'll join us next time, same place. Well, different day though. and we'll see you then. And
Sounds good.
thank you so much for watching. We appreciate you being here and being part of the discussion. And as always, please keep practicing. Brad, thanks for
Until
being
then,
here today.
no problem. You too, Ellie. I'll see you soon.
Okay, bye.